Hey folks, welcome to Age of Wonders 4. Now, this is a hot game at the moment. It seems to be the first of the Age of Wonders series that really seems to have broken into the mainstream. And I think partly that's because Triumph have been targeting it at, like there's a lot of YouTubers that I watch who cover things like Total War Warhammer, and they seem to be targeting a lot of that crowd. This game seems to have gone quite, almost viral, I'd say. And it's interesting because this is a more sort of war-focused 4 game, I guess, a 4X game, I guess. And I liked Age of Wonders 3 and Planet 4, but I didn't love them. And the reason being is because I just never seem to be able to finish a game of them. They're really, really, really good tactical combat games, and I'd argue that the tactical combat in the Age of Wonders series is some of the best tactical combat you can get in tactics games, in 4X, in anything. The problem was that the combat was just, for me, it just took too long, and it was just too time consuming and energy consuming. So by the time you fought 2 or 3 of those battles, I'm done. And the strategic side of the game just wasn't complex or interesting enough to really keep me going, which is a real shame because I think Planetfall in particular did some really interesting things. Age of Wonders 4 seeks to change that because it's got a much more involved economic system, a much more involved way of dealing with diplomacy and expansion. It's just a more refined game, and I think in that respect my early explorations seem to suggest that it's a big step up. The game has had some, I don't know, there's some other changes as well that I'm not so keen on. And so yeah, I mean, the big issue right at the moment with Age of Wonders 4 for me, and I want to stress that is just, not everyone's having this issue, but the performance is absolutely terrible. There's only one other game where I've had a performance on as bad as this, and that is Master of Magic, the new version, and that was before I figured out to start using the frame rate drop, because it was just it's just giving your computer free rein just to, I'm gonna process all the frames. So I've got 165 frames per second monitor, or hertz monitor, and yeah, Master of Magic was just almost frying my CPU and my graphics processor. However, this is not the same problem because I've tried to sort that out. Using VSync doesn't work. Nothing seems to fix it. I've installed all the hotfix. I've installed the hotfix branch patch. I've followed loads of guides. Nothing seems to fix it. Basically, when I get to the sort of mid and end game of a campaign on this, it's not touching my GPU. I've got a 1080 Ti. NVIDIA 1080 Ti, which is an older card now, but it was a top-end card. It's super powerful. So the graphics processor is not even pushing 8%, 10, like 9% on the maximum usage, even on ultra settings. But the CPU is going into overdrive. So there is something clearly drastically wrong with this. And I'm not the only person who's saying this, because there's a lot of people online, if you search, who are having this same issue. I was a bit dismayed that none of the other content creators picked up on this, that I could see anyway. I think I can't remember who it was. One of them, it might have been Lawmaster of Sotek. I can't remember who it was. One of them who I was watching actually said, yeah, the performance is actually quite bad. But everyone else seemed to miss it. Now, I'm not going to do this whole, well, people are just shilling for, Paradox. I know from personal experience from beta testing games and being involved in, kind of early development of games, that just because the game works well on one computer doesn't mean it's going to work well on another. And it's not always possible or feasible to check every system combination. So I'm not going to start slating Paradox, but this is a problem. This is what has stopped me putting content out for this game, because unfortunately just later on it's just crawling. I'm hoping that this is going to be fixed. Anyway, right, I'm going to get off that rant. But yeah, this needs to be fixed, because there are people who are refunding the game because of this problem, and it's a really big problem. All right, let's get into the game. What is this? Okay, this is a Fantasy 4X game. I'm going to just play on... I'm going to create a realm, but I'm just going to basically put it on fairly standard settings. I'm just going to leave the difficulty on normal, because I'm still figuring the game out. And the combat system in this game is actually quite difficult. I think you've all seen the customization stuff in this game now, so I'm really not going to go into it. I'm just going to go for a pretty much basic realm. I'm going to see what the game just throws at me. I'm intrigued to see what it will give me if I just kind of leave it on the base settings. Okay, let's just go to next. Now I am going to create a faction, but again, because I'm sure you guys are all sick to death of watching people do this, I'm going to do it quite quickly. So I'm going to play I'm just going to come up with something relatively random. Let's go for elves. Now these guys are keen-sighted with 20% accuracy on physical, ranged and magic attacks, and they've also got arcane focus, which magic attacks deal 15% damage. Alright, so these guys really are kind of geared towards being kind of archers and mages. Now the way that the races work in this is they're entirely cosmetic now. You can change these body and mind traits, and they kind of do default. I think Triumph here have tried to appeal to people to give them more choice. I think at the expense of potentially opening the game for stupid stuff like halflings who are as strong as orcs. I hate that stuff in games. Like, I really hate it. So you won't ever see me doing that kind of thing. And if the AI starts doing it, it just drives me mad. I'm starting to get really, really annoyed at stupid fantasy tropes in games. And I don't know why. There's this weird thing about people wanting to make these super strong halflings. I hated it in Master of Magic. I hate the strong halflings in Master of Magic. I hated them in Age of Wonders 3. I know. I don't mind them in Conquest of Elysium so much because they're not so stupidly overpowered in that. But yeah, in Conquest of Elysium, it's the dwarves I really don't like. Let's go with the elves anyway, and we're just going to leave them on this. Now, hopefully the AI just leaves them on the sort of like, thematic settings. If I start coming up against stupidly strong halflings, I'm just going to rage quit. Okay, we next get to pick a culture. This is some way of kind of driving your faction design in a slightly different way. It gives you a flavour for the sort of troops you're going to be using. Let's just go with high, and this is going to give us an order affinity. As governor modifies the gold income of their city by +2 points. I'm not going to think about this too hard. One of the selling points of this system is that you should be able to play the game on, on the lower difficulty settings at least, or on normal, without min-maxing it too much. And I think while the game's got the problems that it's got for me at the moment, I'm not going to worry too much about, about kind of like poring over every detail. I think I'm not going to be here for a few days, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this as far as I can in the short amount of time that I've got, and then I will wait for hopefully for Triumph to do something about the CPU problems that they've got, or the performance problems, assuming that they're doing something about it. Okay, what traits are we going to pick? We've got Chosen Uniters. They strive to build a realm based on cooperation, but will not hesitate to defend it. We've got Devotees of Good. They share pure intentions, compassion, and an unerring devotion to the cause of good. Okay, this gives you city stability, plus good alignment, plus 20 income from vassals. So if you want to play peacefully, this is probably a good thing to go. The first playthrough I just went with barbarians and just made them ruthless raiders, and that was really good fun actually. I do like the city management in this game, it's way better. Imperialists, they are focused on the glory of their empire and the development of their cities. The Throne City and cities that share a border with the Throne City gain plus 20 city stability and plus 20 gold income, and the capital city starts with +2 population. This is going to kind of gear you towards playing a little bit taller, I think, and I think on this map that might be fun. So we also can pick another trait. Now bear in mind that these take you in different directions for your faction. Now do we want to be like nature elves, or do we want to be kind of arcane elves? What would go well with this? So we've got extra population. Anything that grows population would be good. Okay, we can't have that because we can't have adept settlers. Okay, these gives you better range units. Ancient Wise Ones, Gifted Casters, and Mana Channelers. Summoning spells cost -50% mana to cost. Magic Origin units have a +1 rank. Okay, so this is going to be good for summoning units in. +10 combat casting points, +10 at world magic casting points. Combat spells cost -20% mana to cast. We get 1 extra combat spell unlock. Let's go with that. So we're going to go with like a sort of magic imperialists.
Choose your first tome.
Okay.
Magic.
So we've got a choice here. We've got the Tome of Faith, the Tome of Zeal, Tome of Souls, Tome of Cryomancy, Tome of Evocation. That sounds fun. Tome of Warding. Let me just go back here and just check what defines their society. Yeah, so these guys have actually got an order affinity already.
Choose your first
so
tome.
we could go very high into order if we wanted. Right, Right, the Tome of Zeal is rile up your fanatical population for a common goal. You use units with zeal and inflict condemned on enemies. -3 status resistance. Base attacks get +2 spirit damage. Okay, this is pretty cool. Fanatical workforce. Gain 3 turns. For 3 turns, you gain 60 production income and lose 20% food. Okay. Yeah, so we've actually got 5 order affinity and 1. Let's go a little bit higher into the evocation. This sounds cool. So we're going to get lightning stuff basically. +2 astral affinity, channeling tower. This is a special province improvement which gives us more mana. +2 mana per adjacent conduit. It actually counts as a conduit as well. Okay. Then we get lightning weapons. Base melee and physical weapon attacks gain lightning damage. Okay. We can summon a lesser storm spirit. That sounds like it's going to be fun, so let's select that one.
What is your ruler's origin?
Okay, I think we're going to go with the Wizard King. So all cities have plus 10% mana income. That might help us with the, you know, with this astral affinity here. Now this gives us champion gives you gold income and city stability. Now this might synergize nicely with what we've already got, but I'm actually going to diversify a little bit. I think we'll go more into the casting side of things.
Reveal yourself.
I've been told that you really do not need to worry about min-maxing this game too much, at least on the lower difficulty settings. Okay. Gordish sword and shield. We got spirit staff. It's the staff of spirit. That causes blind. And a quick stab. Okay, so this would be more like a melee. Sorry, more like a. Oh, we got lightning orb as well. That might be kind of cool. Unleashes a magical bolt at target enemy. Okay, that might synergize nicely with what we've got. So I'm not going to worry about too much like this. Body, physical form. Ah, okay. Okay, so that's your race. Let me just take this whatever this thing is. Okay, so we've got a woman here, I think. Again, the outfit kind of makes it difficult to see what... Okay, there we are. Okay, it's a woman. Alright, so... Physical form. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, yeah, we got body type, which probably should be called male or female, in my opinion. Let's have a look here. So it looks like we can actually have these people controlled by different races. That's interesting. I wasn't able to do that with the orcs, with the barbarian faction. I wonder if that's something that's split, or you know, depending on the culture that you set. Okay. Physique. Yeah, no, not too worried about this. Let's just kind of leave this all sort of relatively normal. Kind of pale elf. I do like that you can change the skin colour. I always liked this system in Age of Wonders. I thought it was really, really cool. You could do some really, really weird and interesting things. You want a red elf? You can get a red elf. Why not? Yeah, you can really go. You can really go like to town on this stuff. Okay. Oh, look at that! There's some weird skull face thing going on. I like how they I really hated Planetfall because all the women characters in Planetfall were really ugly, and I'm not talking about the Amazons. The Amazons were supposed to be masculine. I wasn't talking about that. I just mean like the general characters are just all, I don't know why, they just all look really, really ugly. I think they seem to have really changed that in this, which I'm really pleased about. Like, I really don't like this push towards kind of making everything ugly and kind of unfeminine. I really hate it. This is loads better. I really like it. This is cool, man. And you know, like these kind of systems, you know, they're optional, right? They are optional, but they can make the game really, really good fun. You can make all the, you know, pink head activists that you want. If that's your bag. This is, yeah, I like the system. And like, you know, I remember after playing Fallen Enchantress, and I was looking at how good the character creating was in there. Although the graphics, you know, are very old now. I mean, it's such an old game. The Elemental games are really, really old. But I did like the character creation in that. And I came to play Age of Wonders, and it looked loads better. But it felt like the system was a lot less refined. And I really feel that, you know, I think they've kind of... Wow, look at that. Looks like Commander Makara. I wonder if you guys... I hope some of you are old enough to remember what the hell I'm talking about. Wow, look at that, look. Yeah, man, this is brilliant stuff. Yeah, I think Triumph have made some really... They've made some power moves with just, you know, just making everything look really interesting and immersive. Look at that crazy stuff. That's so cool. Jesus. It's kind of terrifying. I'm sure, and I don't know if some of these are from actual characters, you know, that are in the game, because this game's got quite a deep lore as well. Oh, I don't know if it's a deep lore. Not like Tolkien-esque, but, you know, it's got a lore, let's just say. This is pretty cool. And you, by the way, you can change all this as you go. So, you know, the further you get into the game, the more you can, like, you can just change this at, you know, at key points of the game if you want to. Very cool, man. Yeah, you've been in the under the tanning bed too long, darling. She's got some. She's been hanging out in the bimbo salon for too long. Yes, that's cool. Okay, I'm not going to fiddle with this too long because I'm sure you guys have seen this way too much already. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to pick a slightly more thematic colour. Yeah, she's got a bit of a dark vibe to her, and I'm not even sure if that's really what we were going for with this kind of elven faction. There we go. Yes. Is there a chicken? I always like it when you find like a random rooster just kicking around amongst all these animals. The penguin. There's a penguin in there anyway. I don't know if that might do it. There we go. All right, that's done with character creation.
Your journey begins.
Lux Kiglo, Rhea the Illuminator. I like it. That's a cool name. The Ambitious Fae. Okay. Exalted Lady, High Priest, Astral Lord, Exalted Lady, Astral Lady. Okay, that sounds cool. Onward. Okay, so the game is going to load up. Now, unlike Galciv 4, I'm going to try to get a few turns of this done in the first episode. I think I spent a little bit too long over-explaining that system and the way that it worked. Just bear in mind, folks, that I'm kind of new to this game. I did play a fair amount of Age of Wonders 3 and Age of Wonders Planetfall, but not as much as some. Okay, a new ruler emerges, Rhea the Illuminator. Explore your surroundings and expand your domain. Prepare to face your rivals and become the master of this realm. Your choices will shape the new Age of Wonders. So we've got the Tome of Evocation. Grants excellent and cheap attack spells to any aspiring wizard. So we are the Ambitious Fae. Elfkin. We've got the High Culture. So yeah, we've got high... structures have city stability and knowledge income. Nice nested tooltips in this game. City stability represents your overall control over a city. Yeah, so we've got structures that give us more stability. Units are strengthened with Awakened, revealing their hidden potential. +4 spirit damage on base attacks. And it activates any dormant traits. That's interesting. Yeah, there is loads of synergies to be had in this game. And I think that if you really want to get into the weeds of this game and really min-max it, you can do. Okay, and we've seen all these other bonuses. Let's get into it. Okay, let's have a look at the starting magic that we can pick. We've got Awakened Inner Radiance. Friendly units in a 1 hex radius become awakened for 3 turns. If already awakened, a unit gains strengthens instead. We've got Fulmination. Enemy units in a 1 hex radius sustain 15 lightning damage. This is a direct damage attack. Have a 60% chance of becoming electrified. And units suffer 8 lightning damage each. How long? Oh, each turn. There we are. Okay, that's pretty good. And we've also got Warden Blessing. This is level 2. So this one is target friendly units, heals 20 temporary hit points, gains +2 bolstered resistance. That will help us keep us alive. Now, Awakened, I don't know what dormant traits will come with our early units, to be honest. But this might be worth going for to start off with. We can always get the direct damage attacks later. Oh, sorry, this is the ones we start with. My bad. Okay, I thought I was being asked to pick there. Okay, so here's the army of Rhea. There we go, look. So here's your character. And she's got a nifty looking horse look as well. She starts with a lightning orb. I really love how this character looks. This is great, man. I love it. So she's got magic bolts, quick stab, over channel allows you to cast an additional spell this turn, and the defense mode. Okay, and we can mess around with the appearance there. We've got a light seeker, which I guess this is your scout unit. Yeah, this is a scout. They're not very good in melee, so you want to be using them actually to do what they're supposed to, which is scouting. Let's start exploring. So we've got. Go and look this way. Okay. So this is we've actually started close to someone. Magistrate Gisela Aria of the Free City Solaria greets you with some reverence. Salutations, Astral Lady Rhea the Illuminator. Your reputation precedes you. It gives us hope to meet an Astral Lady who shares our beliefs. We look forward to learning from you, and we trust you to respect Solaria's territory and independence. Okay, we can give them a Whispering Stone. This will kind of help us get closer towards the integration process, I guess. Yeah, we can improve their allegiance with us. Let's just have a look, see what they are. They're also ambitious Fae. Okay, interesting. All right. This will be from this is this part of the traits that we took at the start of the game that made us start next to them? Anyway, let's give them the Whispering Stone. This will initiate negotiations. We've got 4 turns to wait before we get the Pact 4. Sorry, the Pact of Cooperation, so we can start trading with them. Okay. So we're gonna have. Looks like we're gonna get a second city relatively early if we want one. Now, we don't start with a very large army. We get a fairly small army, look. Get this army. I don't know whether to actually integrate this scout into our force. Yeah, we've got a fairly large army here. Look, we've got a tier 2, a tier 1, and a tier 1. Okay, so we've got a shield unit, a fighter unit, and a polearm unit. Remind me of the difference between... Oh yeah, I think a fighter unit is just a standard... Yeah, standard unit, right? Yeah, an outright melee unit with no obvious specialization or counters. The shield unit is... it has the defensive abilities. Alright, yeah, so that looks like a slightly stronger army. But they are sat on something. Yeah, they're sat on a gold stash. We want that. Let's just see what we can do with our army, with our city to start off with. This is Silver Court. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to change this, am I? Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Leave it at that. Okay, so we've got 30 city stability. Okay, so we want to get population as quickly as possible, I think. That, like, growing our population out would be quite useful. Let's just have a look at some of the other bonuses we've got here. Yeah, we can actually put, look, we can build a mine here, so we could go for gold. Gold's kind of useful. I think you probably want to be going with production and draft relatively early. I was playing a Horde faction in the game before, and I didn't really seem to need much draft because they get big loads of draft bonuses. But here we're probably going to have to build some up. Yes, that's going to give us the quarry just on the... there's an iron deposit there as well, look. Okay, so when I annex this, actually gives us a plus 10 production bonus. That might be quite useful to get our city developed quite fast. We've also got the option to put up a forester, which gives you a bit of a mix between food and food and production. Now, I think we want to be kind of going into the research kind of heavily on this game. I'd say we might even, depending on like whether we can, we might even go for the research victory. What are the victory conditions? I'm sorry guys, I'm still a little bit new to all of this. The event log. I can't remember where you see it now. Might be the quests. Oh, there we go. Victory conditions. So, there we are. We've got the magic victory. To achieve a magic victory, an empire needs to build a seed, root, and heart affinity province improvements. Unlock when you choose tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5 tomes. So yeah, this would be a sort of end game thing. If all 3 of the improvements of the same affinity are built, the magic victory spell is unlocked. Okay, so this is like the spell of mastery for Master of Magic. You've also got to defend. You've also got to defend these buildings that you have to create. So you got to these affinity province improvements. Launch the Age of Astral spell. Defend your. Okay, I think we're going to try and aim for that. That would be a good thing to go for. Alright, so we definitely want to get some troops up. What have we got in our starting army? We've got our hero. We've got a Sun Priest support unit. We've got a Dawn Defender shield unit. And we've got a Dusk Hunter. We want some more shield units, I think. So let's get Dawn Defender. And I'm tempted to rush build this, but see, we need a decent force at the start to kind of clear stuff. He's sat on there. Okay, that was going to grant us some production. That would be quite useful. That's going to boost... sorry, that's going to give us a market plus 10 gold income. Yeah, I think we probably want food and production early. Artisan workshop. This gives city stability as well, and draft income and production income. This is going to be a useful thing to get early, I think. I think I'll go with that. Now, we could... Oh yeah, it's a little bit expensive for us to rush. I might be able to rush it next turn. I also think we probably... Now, we're going to get some iron from this anyway. So we could really, really super max out on production by taking the iron deposit and a quarry on top. Or we could get a mine and, you know, get some passive gold. We'll get some gold income plus the iron deposit. Or the farm and the iron deposit. But that's probably wise to get first. So money's pretty important too. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with gold. Then we'll get the mine. I don't know if... Does that actually synergize? Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. That's fine. I was just thinking, actually, I didn't see if you actually get a bonus here for the... You know, if you mix and match the mine with the other quarry with the mine, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference. Okay, let's get this scout unit moving further out. Okay, and I think we're going to go and grab this for the production bonus. Okay, we've got a safe battle. This is 2 chaplains, 2 support units. They've got Spirit Blast, Healing Prayer. Yeah, we want to get into combat with them and close with them quickly. Probably do this battle, folks, and then we'll carry on. Alright. Yeah, by the way, so the CPU issues I had didn't really crop up until the game until I started using like 2 or 3 stacks fighting one another when there's a lot of units, and then it just really started crawling. So yeah, hopefully I'm hoping that Triumph can get that fixed, because I felt that was a real problem. She can actually get an attack in early. Let's get these guys up on defense. And okay, what do these guys do? Sun Priest. They got the Mending Awakening. Heals 30 temporary hit points, become awakened for 3 turns. Okay. They've got target. Okay, so they can cause awakening as well. When awakened, this unit gains awakened radiant light. Base magic attacks have a 60% chance of inflicting distracted. Alright, so we probably want to get... Okay, I probably should have moved these closer together. Let's get attacking straight away if we can. Wow, that's not going to do much damage. Yeah, bear with me, guys. I'm sure you've all been watching people who are going to be playing a lot more optimally for me. Let's just awaken... Let's awaken the hero. Sorry. And end the turn. Probably should have waited for them to come in a little bit closer to me, but that's okay. Okay. Got a flanking attack in on us. Yeah, there was only a graze that time. Alright. So... Let's have a look at these guys. Yeah, they've only got 1 defense, but they're relatively resistant to magic. That's why we didn't do very much damage. Let's get these guys just closing in. Archers. Okay, we've got this now. Yeah, we've got this seeking arrows thing. Okay, that one's already awakened. Oh, they're all awakened. Okay. Does that awakened affect everybody then? Target friendly units gained awakened. Alright, it looks like we're all awakened for the time being. Magic Bolts is going to nearly kill that unit there. Get a critical hit, we'll kill it. Oh, okay, that's unlucky. Let's hit them with a Magic Blast. Okay, and then we're gonna actually we'll do the melee strike here, I think, because I don't think they're going to be able to do much in defense. Okay. Now, Warding Blessing. I'm just gonna end the turn, I think. Raise any magic early on. Okay, those guys moved away and took a. I forget what you call it now, but they took an attack as they left the zone of control. Okay, 60% chance to hit. You get 3 attacks. Missed. Okay. Interesting. Only 70% chance to hit now. There we go. Okay. Simple battle. And we are done. Okay. Well, it took a little bit of damage to our hero, but that's not the end of the world. We are within our... I think your characters only heal when they're within the city, you know, the range of your territory. Okay, we're going to set the arcane research. We can summon a lesser storm unit now. I think we went for the combat. I think we went for the casting ability, didn't we? Let's go for. Where are we? I forget where it is that you see your. Sorry, folks. Where is it that you see? Oh, your Empire Development. Never mind. Okay. Let's just end the turn here. But did I pick something? No, I didn't. How do I get back into that? Sorry guys, I'm still, like I say, I'm still learning this game. There we go, research, that's it. Okay, so we've got the Dormant Enchantment. Grants non-high units, Dormant Guardian if Polearm unit. The shield unit, okay. I don't think we want that yet. We've got Lightning Torrent. It's a level 3 skill. In target enemy army, all units sustain 20 lightning damage. All units suffer minus 20 lightning damage for 1 world map turn. Okay. After this hits the entire army before the battle. That's pretty cool. So you probably want to hit them with this and then you move into attack. We've got the Lesser Storm Spirit as well. Yeah, this is a battle. I think this is a battle summon. Oh no, it's on a world hex. Okay. What's the upkeep? Drop unit. Say. Get one of those. Okay, folks, I'm going to end the first episode there. So, yeah, I'm excited to play this game. Like I say, my initial thoughts on the game are that aside from the terrible performance issues later on, it is a really good game. This is way better than Planetfall, I think. I mean, I like Planetfall, and there's stuff in Planetfall I like better. I will come to it later, but things like the fact that you have when you do unit enchantments, it affects everything globally rather than individually. I really don't like that. I feel that's a real step back. There seems to be some choices that have been made in order to facilitate the streamlining of the play that have kind of dumbed it down a little bit, which I don't like. At the same time, the big thing that they did need to streamline was the combat, and the combat's way better now, in my opinion. I feel like the combat's more on the level of... It's getting a bit closer towards Fallen Enchantress, Legendary Heroes, you know, the Elemental game, where it was fast, you know. It's not that fast, and it's way more complex and fun than that game was. But, you know, it's kind of going in that direction, which is, you know, faster paced battles are more meaningful as well. And I'm all for it, because that was a big problem that stopped me finishing campaigns in Age of Wonders 3 and Planetfall. I just got fatigued out by the massive long battles, and I think this is a much better system. And the city management as well is just so much better. Okay, folks. Before I go, I'm just going to ask you to remember to subscribe and like the video, please. It really, really helps the channel. And leave a comment as well. I'm always interested in reading what you guys have got to say. I try to reply to every comment as well, as and when I've got the time. And I usually do. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you've got any criticism of the way that I'm presenting it, or, you know, am I playing badly, whatever, just let me know. And if you're just enjoying it, I like the encouragement. it's really, really nice to see it. And I get loads of people messaging me to say that they really like what I'm doing, and it's just it's a big confidence booster, if nothing else, and it lets me know that I'm doing the right thing with this. So yeah, leave a comment either way. Thanks guys, I will catch you next time. Take care.